What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Leon from Leon Talks TV. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be discussing a common myth surrounding women's dating preference, specifically the belief that women only settle for men who meet high financial requirements. In this day and age, we tend to see a lot of women on social media go on to say things like, I want a man that makes over six figures. I'm not settling with no man that makes below minimum wage or below 50,000. You hear this on numerous podcasts all over social media. Better yet, I'll give you an example.
These are the requirements that you need to have in order to date me. Number one is that you need to be making at least 130K a year. And you need to have at least 2 side hustles. If you cannot make 130K or more, then you are out of my...
So as you can see, that's just one example out of many on videos on social media to illustrate my point. While it's true that a small percentage of women express a desire for partners earning six figures, especially on social media, the reality is much more nuanced. Research shows that only about 17% of women in recent surveys would not consider dating men earning less than six figures, indicating that many women are open to relationships with men who earn average incomes. In fact, many women do form relationships with men who earn less, especially when those men possess attractive personality traits or physical appeal. However, societal pressures and the portrayal of relationships on social media can lead to unrealistic expectation and a sense of inadequacy among men. Statistics reveal that only 3% of women in the UK and about 10% in the US are in relationships with high earning men. It's important to recognize that while striving for success is commendable, financial status isn't that the sole determinant of relationships capability. So let's explore the complexities of women's preference, the dynamics at play, and how these discussions can lead to healthy relationships. Chapter: The reality of women's dating standards. Let's talk about the standards some women have when it comes to dating. A small percentage of women set extremely high expectations for their partners, like wanting a six-figure income, a six-pack, and other elite traits. Research from dating apps shows that women can be very selective. In only about 1 in 100 male profiles is likely liked by more than 80% of women. Interestingly, around 20% of women reject over 80% of potential male matches. However, it is important to note that this doesn't mean most women have these extreme demands. It's often just a visible minority that vocalize these preferences on social media, making it seem more common than it really is. According to a 2024 survey, over 3,000 single women aged 18 to 35 in the US, and around 17% said they wouldn't consider dating men who earn less than six figures or who they see as below average in attractiveness. This percentage is higher in big cities like 41% in New York, but much lower in places like Alaska, where it's only about 5%. So sometimes it just depends on the location. Overall, most women do not demand these extreme high standards. In fact, many are open to dating men who don't have a college degree, a high salary, or luxury possessions. The perception that high standards are universal is often amplified by social media, but it doesn't accurately reflect the views of most women. Chapter: The reality of high-earning partners. In both UK and the US, a very small percentage of women are in relationships with men who earn six figures. In the United Kingdom, earning a six-figure salary over £100,000 is extremely rare, with only 3% of earners reaching that threshold. Consequently, the percentage of women in relationships with such high earning men is also around 3% or less. In the United States, approximately 10% of men earn 100,000 or more, meaning that no more than 10% of women are in relationships with these high earners. and likely less since not all high earners are in relationships or married. In summary, roughly 3% or fewer of women in the UK have partners earning six figures, while up to 10% of women in the US do. The vast majority of women in both countries are partnered with men earning average of modest incomes, not six-figure salaries. Chapter: The illusion of expectation in the dating age. Many women can sometimes misinterpret the attention they receive in the DMs as a sign of their overall desirability or ability to attract high earning men. This can create a false impression, leading them to believe that the attention, often from a wide range of men, including those who may not be serious or financially stable, means genuine interest or compatibility, especially for long term relationships with successful partners. You see, social media plays a big role in amplifying these illusions. On platforms like Instagram and TikTok, many men craft their profiles to showcase wealth and success, often highlighting flashy lifestyles or luxury items. This can make women think that high earners are more common and that they can easily attract such men based on the attention they receive online. As a result, women may develop unrealistic expectations about dating, believing they would only pursue men who meet certain financial standards. This focus can lead to them all to overlook key qualities like emotional intelligence, capability, and shared values, which are crucial for a successful partnership. The attention women get in the DMs can create an illusion about their attractiveness and the types of men they can realistically attract, particularly regarding income and relationship potential. Chapter: The Desire for Wealthy Men, a Psychological Perspective. The psychological behind women expressing a desire for a partner with a significant income, often seen on podcasts or social media, is influenced by several factors. Even if their dating history doesn't match their preference, social media and popular culture promote financial success as a desirable trait, creating pressure to conform to these norms. Many women engage in aspirational thinking, articulating their desire that align with their ideal lifestyle, even if they haven't dated high earning men. Additionally, there's a perception that a financially successful partner provides stability and security, which can be rooted in societal conditioning. Expressing a preference for wealthy partners can also attract validation and attention on social media, reinforcing these views. Furthermore, some women may use this preference as a way to filter out potential partners they perceive as lacking ambition, protecting themselves from past negative experiences. So things can arise when women express a desire for wealthy partners while dating men who don't fit that profile. Lastly, media and celebrity culture often glorify wealth, shaping perceptions of our desirability and leading to unrealistic expectation. So the desire for a wealthy partner is shaped by social influence, aspirational thinking, and the perceived benefits of financial stability, even if it doesn't align with their actual dating experience. Chapter: The Challenges of Finding High Earning Partners. Finding a man who earns over six figures is statistically challenging for women. In the US, only about 10% of men make 100,000 or more annually, according to recent census and data and income distribution figures. So this means that women looking for a partner who with a six-figure income are competing for a limited pool of men, making such a match unrealistic for many. Additionally, most marriages occur between partners with similar or slightly different incomes, with the median income for husbands being significantly lower than 100,000, approximately $65,000 across all marriages, and $62,000 in marriages where both spouses can earn similar incomes. In summary, since only a small percentage of men reach the six-figure income threshold, the likelihood of most women finding such a partner is quite low, especially when considering other important criteria. Chapter: Income Disparities, Single versus Married Men. In relationships or marriages, men tend to have higher average incomes compared to single men. Recent data shows that the median income for husbands in marriages where both partners earn similar amounts is about $62,000. The overall average salary for men is around $84,000, with the median male salary at $60,000 nationwide. Married couple families have a median household income of £94,555, which includes earnings from both partners. So for men in relationships or marriages, individual incomes typically range from $60,000 to $84,000, while combined household incomes are significantly higher due to having a dual earners. In the UK, average salaries for a 9 to 5 worker are much lower than the national average. For example, the average salary for someone that works, let's say, in a warehouse is about £20,000 to £22,000 per year, depending on location and the role. In London, warehouse workers can earn up to £26,000 annually, but in most regions, pay is closer to $20,000 to $22,000. The median salary for all full-time UK employees is about $37,000 for men in relationships or marriages. The average salary is higher. Young married men in full-time work earn about $27,000 compared to $22,000 for single young men. Overall, a typical 9 to 5 job pays well below the national average and far below high income thresholds. Chapter: The reality of average incomes in relationships. The majority of women in relationships or marriages in the UK and the US are partnered with men who earn average salaries, typically between £25,000 and £37,000 per year, depending on the age and region. Most men do not earn higher than six-figure salaries, and the average income for married or partnered men is significantly below the threshold. Current data indicates that about 4 in 10 adults in the UK are married, with many others cohabiting, although there is a trend towards more single people and fewer marriages. Among those in relationships, most women are with men earning these typical middle income salaries. Chapter: Women's Earning, Shifting Preference and Dynamics. Even though more women are out earning their male partners than ever before, about 23 to 26% of couples in the UK and the US now have a female breadwinner. Most women still prefer men with higher incomes and education when choosing a partner, especially on dating platforms. The preference for high-earning men remains strong, even as women's own earnings rises. Studies show that men with above average income, education receive significantly more interest from women on dating sites, indicating that increased financial independence for women does not necessarily diminish their desire for partners who earn as much more. However, as more women become the high earners, some relationship dynamics and expectations are shifting, while traditional norms still influence many couples. Relationships where women out-earn men can be just as happy or even happier, provided both partners communicate openly and manage their expectations. So women out-earning men is more common, but it hasn't changed the preference for high-earning male partners. The fact that only a small percentage of men earn six figures means that most women are still partnered with men earning average incomes, while women earning more can create new relationships dynamics. It doesn't seem to be the main reason women seek out six-figure earners. Chapter: Proving the Myth, Women and Financial Requirements. So in this chapter, let's address the myth that women won't settle for men who don't meet the financial requirements. The truth is, studies show that women do form relationships with men who earn less than they do, especially if those men possess attractive personality traits or physically appealing. However, these relationships can come with unique dynamics. For instance, women who earn more than their male partners often take the role of primary decision maker in the household, particularly when it comes to finances and major purchases, which can be the downside because the man does not want to follow, he wants to lead, and which will result in him feeling emasculated. While traditional norms still influence some couples where men are expected to be the higher earners, the trend of women marrying down in terms of income or education is on the rise. Research in the UK has shown that women who out earn their partners do not experience lower life satisfaction, unlike men in similar situations. This suggests that women are generally comfortable with these arrangements as long as other relationship qualities like emotional connection and capability are strong. Ultimately, physical attractiveness and good personality traits can outweigh a lower income for many women, particularly as social norms evolve and more women become primary earners. However, traditional expectations and social pressure still plays a role in how couples navigate these dynamics. So it's clear that while financial considerations are important, they are not the sole determining factor in relationships capability. Chapter: Understanding Financial Expectation in Relationships. In reality, most people desire to be in financial stable relationships, hoping that their partners, whether their husbands or boyfriends, earn more than they do. It's common wish rooted in their desire for security and comfort. However, the women we often see on social media emphasizing their preference for higher earning or higher earners have existed long before the rise of platforms like Instagram or TikTok. Social media amplifies their voices, making it seem like their preferences are more widespread than they actually are. You see, the truth is, while some women express a desire for partners with substantial financial success, they are often a small minority. Many of these women are logical and grounded. They understand that finding a partner who meets such high standards can be unrealistic. The reality is that most high earning men are likely to date women within their own social or professional circles. For instance, a lawyer is more inclined to date another lawyer, and you frequently see celebrity couples composed of individuals from the same industry, like a musician pairing with a musician or a movie star with fellow actors. This phenomenon is largely about proximity. People tend to connect with others who share similar lifestyles and experiences. Influencers and celebrities often date within their circles because they have access to the same events and social gatherings, facilitating these connections. However, not everyone is privy to such exclusive circles or opportunities to meet high earners. It's essential to recognize that while the loudest voices on social media may emphasize high financial expectation, they do not represent the majority. Many women understand the complexities of dating and are realistic about their expectations. They know that true compatibility goes beyond income levels and often lies in shared values, interest, and mutual respect. Ultimately, the desire for financial stability is common, but the reality of finding a partner who fits that mold is much more nuanced than social media suggests. In conclusion, while a minority of women may vocalize a preference for high earning partners, the majority are open to dating men who earn average incomes. Factors such as emotional connection, capability, and shared values often outweigh financial consideration in successful relationships. As we've seen, the reality of income disparities means that most women are partnered with men earning modest salaries, not six-figure incomes. It's crucial for men to remember that their worth isn't solely tied to their financial status, and that meaningful connections can be built on a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. By addressing these myths and fostering open conversation about expectation, we can work towards healthier and more fulfilling relationships for everyone involved. Anyways, with that being said, hopefully this information was beneficial to you. And if you like more of these topics, please like, share, and subscribe. On that note, see you later.